Hi skaters, Natasha here, sports dietitian. It's time for sports nutrition competition reminders. Okay, so first off, the day before you compete, it's important to pay attention to hydration. Remember that it takes up to 24 hours to properly hydrate. So whether you're at school or at home, I want you to carry a water bottle around and really make sure that you're consuming anywhere from 2 to 3 liters of total liquid in that day. Small sips throughout the day. Don't take too much at once. Listen to your body. If you don't feel like swallowing it, take a break. You don't want to overhydrate either, but take these small sips throughout. Also important to remember that even if you're tapering your training on that day, if you're training less so that you can be ready to compete the next day, you still have to eat every 3 hours. So you might not be as hungry to eat as large amounts as if you were maybe on the ice for 2 to 3 hours, but you're still going to make sure that you're eating your 3 parts of the plate. So you're having your protein, whether that be nuts or cheese, maybe that's fish, chicken, tofu, beans, and then you're having your carbohydrates that comes from fruit, fruit and vegetable being the other group. The vegetables won't give you the carbohydrate, but it will give you the antioxidant. And then the third group is getting carbohydrates from the whole grains. So breads, pasta, rice, cereal, oatmeal, granola bars, homemade muffins, things like that. Okay, so these 3 parts of the plate, we need to make sure that we're getting them together every 3 hours. So the only difference between practice time and competition time is maybe the size of that plate. So you're going the day before competition, you're going to maybe have smaller plates because you'll be less hungry since you might be training less on that day. Now, the day of, you wake up in the morning. If you're too nervous to eat, there's 2 things that can help you out. So number 1 would be liquid meals. So we're talking about maybe a homemade smoothie where you might put in different ingredients. You will see in one of these videos a smoothie idea. The other option is something that's salty and dry, so that can help some people, maybe crackers and cheese, for example. Okay, so about 3 hours prior to competition is when you're going to have your balanced meal with the 3 parts of the plate. Then before your dryland warm-up, this is when we're going to have a little top-off snack. Some will have it before dryland warm-up and some will have it afterwards, depending on where your program sits in the lineup. But we're looking at having it about 30 minutes to an hour prior to. So this is a snack that's actually going to contain protein as well. So small snack, maybe a couple crackers with a bit of cheese. Maybe it's going to be a few tofu cubes. You might choose to have instead a bit of yogurt with granola. So nothing too heavy, but we're looking to just have something that's going to stabilize the energy. Throughout the morning, you are sipping on your liquid, okay? Because you want to make sure that you're properly hydrated. Remember, if you are dehydrated, if you woke up that morning and your urine was dark, the risk is that you can lose up to 30% of your performance through a loss of power, cardio capacity, and reaction time. This affects your technique substantially. So we do want to make sure you're properly hydrated. If you wake up that morning and your urine is dark like apple juice, don't panic. Don't drink a liter of water. That's not going to do anything. But it is good to have on hand something like a Pedialyte, Gastrolyte, things like that, that you buy at the pharmacy, that helps rehydrate as quickly as possible from the medical standpoint, just to help recover those electrolytes a little bit quicker than if you were drinking only water. So that's a good plan B to have. Now, I want to remind you that you're going to be sipping on this liquid here and there leading up to competition, but I do suggest that you practice this whole process, have like a mock competition in mind, maybe treat some of your practice days as if they were leading up to competition, and practice these things, because you don't want to all of a sudden get, a cramp in your side or something like that. That's going to affect your ability to perform your program properly. So make sure you practice this. You wouldn't go to a competition trying a new jump or a new spin for the very first time, and you shouldn't be trying these nutrition combinations or timings or items or foods for the first time either. So definitely practice this first. Best of success for your competition.